Passport bros, be extremely, extremely careful. Passport bros, be extremely, extremely careful. What's up, everybody? My name is Key Air, and you are watching the important things that really matter. Today, we're going to be talking about passport bros. Be extremely, extremely careful. Passport bros, be extremely, extremely careful. Now, I don't know if you've heard about these things. You may have, you may not have, I don't know. But this is for informational purposes as usual. There was, in the last 12 months to the last 24 months, there has been approximately 8 passport bros that have been deleted, deleted in a particular country by the name of Colombia. And you should be aware of this. Once again, in about the last 12 to 18 months, about 8 passport bros have been deleted. Now, I want to talk about this subject and how you can be extremely careful, extremely careful when you're going to other countries. And also, I'm going to talk about why you should be extremely, extremely careful when you're just going to another state. Okay, is extremely important. So we're going to get into this now concerning what is taking place in Colombia. What is taking place in Colombia, as I stated before, over the last 12 or 24 months, about 8 passport bros have been deleted. Okay, and one particular guy in particular, it was like a over deletion. What do I mean by an over deletion? Well, they found a guy and somebody took a knife and proceeded to put that knife into his throat about 20 times, which to me was a over deletion. Now, in case you don't know this, there are people who when they go to other countries, many times they get kidnapped. And when they are kidnapped in other countries, what tends to happen is the people that take these people will call their family and ask the man and the family to come up with a certain amount of money, or something is going to happen to the people. And if they can't come up with the money, something happens to the people. This happens in a lot of countries, including Mexico, which is right across the border. Okay, there are people in Mexico, there are people in Colombia there are people in other countries in Africa that will kidnap you. Well, actually, there's people here in the United States that will do the same thing. You have to be very, very careful, and that's another subject. That is another subject for another day but I am going to still talk about how you still have to be careful here in the United States. And so if you don't have the money and you're in another country and somebody kidnapped you and you can't come up with the money, you will probably disappear. Okay, just to put it good. So we're going to talk about some things that you can do today to try to prevent that, or to try to be extremely cautious so that nothing like that happens, or to reduce the possibility or probability of these things happening. So one of the things I like to say is, when you are going to another country, usually if you have good intentions, like you're one of these brothers that you're going to out of the country to another country for the primary purpose of finding a good wife that has been trained properly by their mother, going to another country where the family structure is still in place, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because the family structure here in the United States is you might as well say is completely destroyed. The family structure here in the United States is, you might as well say, is almost completely destroyed. How do I know this? Because the divorce rate in the United States is about 70%. The rate of divorce in the United States is 70%. And in some places like Texas and California, the rate of divorce is about 80 to 90%. Did you hear what I said? In other places in the United States, like Texas and California, the rate of divorce is 80 or 90%. But as a whole, across the entire United States, the divorce rate is about 70%, which is ridiculous. That right there lets you know that the family structure in the United States is almost completely destroyed. And 80% of divorces, 80% to 90% of divorces are filed by women. Okay? Very, very important points. And so when you know these things, this is part of the reason why there are people, men going to other countries to try to look for wives, because the family structure in these other countries, the other third world countries, the family structure is still in place. Mothers still train daughters properly. The fathers train the sons properly. And so this is the reason why most men are going, or the passport bros going out of state or going to another country to find a wife, a good wife, to be good to them and to be a good mother to their children. And so anyway, these are the main reasons why a lot of people go out of the country, is to find a good wife. But also too, you have some people who are going to other countries, but they are not going to find a wife. They're going to screw around in other countries. And a lot of times these are your Pookies and your Ray Rays, and I'm going to talk about that. You don't want to go to another country for the sole purpose or screwing around with as many women as you can, because you can do that here in the United States. So why spend all the money to try to go to another country to screw around with as many women as you want to, when you could do that here in the United States, and it'd be even more cheaper to do that. But anyway, though there are some men that go to other countries and they're trying to screw around with as many people as possible, which is stupid. To me, it don't make no sense, because you don't know what type of diseases they have, just like you don't know what type of diseases a lot of women may have here in the United States. So why are you putting yourself in a position where you can get some type of disease from somebody, or something can happen to you? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm telling you, don't go to another country just to screw around with the women. That's dumb. And if you are going with somebody, you want to make sure that if you're going with somebody, go with a good guy, somebody that's got some type of morals or some type of values. You do not want to go to another country where you're taking one of these Pookie or Ray Ray people. Pookie, Ray Ray, Chad, one of these idiots. You don't take people like that with you to another country, because Pookie, Ray Ray, Chads, they tend to gravitate to people who are criminal. Do you hear what I'm saying? The Pookies, the Ray Rays, and the Chads tend to gravitate to those people who are of the criminal behavior. Okay, you don't want to take nobody with you that's like that, because they can pull you into some mess because of their messed up personality. All right, there was a guy that went to another country, and you can tell he was a Pookie. Okay. This guy went to another country, and he was talking about how he went to a particular country and he had so much fun, and he met some guys that were into some type of criminal behavior. And they say, no, he's calling these people his friends now, and they about to get together to do some activities together. I mean, some criminal activities. And the people were trying to talk to this man, saying, what the hell is your problem? Why are you going to another country to be a criminal? Dummy. And there were some wise men that was trying to talk to this man, and he didn't want to listen, because he's one of these Pookie or Ray Ray people. Okay, so this is the reason why you don't want to go to another country with these Pookies or these Ray Rays, because they can pull you into some stuff that you may not be able to get out of, and you may get to that country in a plane, but you may come back to the United States in a box because one of these people that threw you up under the bus. Follow what I'm saying? So if you go to another country, it's probably good to make sure you're going with somebody that's got some type of morals and values, number one. And number two, before you go, one of the things you want to do is see if you already know somebody that's already over there. somebody that's a decent person, who can be some type of like a tour guide for you, who you really feel that you can trust. You can do that and research the person, because a lot of times they may have YouTube videos. Now, there's some people that you look at their videos, you can say, okay, this person lives over there and this person seems to be a good guy. Okay, they may even be married to one of the locals over there. And so you want to get with somebody like that that's maybe already living over there. Or you want to get with a guy that might be going there regularly. He knows where to go and where not to go. But what you don't want to do, get with a guy that may be going to Brazil, and his sole purpose to go to Brazil is screw around with as many women as possible. I remember looking at this one particular YouTuber, and he basically it was very clear that he was a pookie. Okay, he was on the video talking about on Monday he screwed around with one woman, on Tuesday he screwed around with another woman, on Thursday he screwed around with another woman, on Friday he screwed around with another woman. And he was real happy and real proud of himself, but you could tell he was a pookie. I would not recommend that you would go to another country as with this guy as a tour guide, because all he's doing, he's interested in just getting laid, and he may be interested in getting you laid, which could end up getting you in a whole lot of trouble. Okay, so don't have a tour guide that's a pookie. All right, pookies, those people ain't half doing nothing with their life, always involved with some type of criminal behavior, and will get you pulled into some mess in another country, or get you pulled into be thrown up under the bus. I don't know if you heard about this particular woman. There was a woman from the United States that went to Mexico with some of her Pookie Isha girlfriends. Well, the Pookie Isha girlfriends came back to the United States, and she came back to the United States in a box. Do you understand what I'm saying? And how important it is for you not to go with these type of people. Leave these people over here. Let them do all the havoc and all the other type of crazy stuff in the community here. Don't take them to no other country. All right? So I wanted to talk about that. When you're going to another country, do not wear jewelry. Don't wear any rings. Don't wear any watches. You see a watch like this? Okay? And this in today's standards, this would not be a really, really expensive watch. But in other countries, it may be an expensive watch. This is like a watch that might be about $300, okay? You don't want to wear a watch like this. If you are going to wear a watch, you want to wear one of the cheapest looking watches possible. Cheap looking, low cost watch as possible. Don't wear no rings. Don't wear no gold don't wear no gold chains around your neck. Don't wear any of that type of stuff, because all that's going to do is mark you. People going to notice that stuff. They're going to know you from out of town, you from another country, and they may target you based upon what you are wearing. Do you follow what I'm saying? All right. You also don't want to go with one of these guys, one of these pookies, or one of these ray-rays, and you happen to go to a club in another country, and this idiot is throwing money up in the air. To me, that's the most dumbest ass thing that a person can do in another country, is to throw money up in the air, because he might be used to doing some of that here in the United States. If you happen to be going to a club somewhere with a guy in another country that you're one of your buddies, and he gets in there and starts throwing money up in the air, you kindly start backing away from that guy and go back to the hotel as soon as you can, safely. And you better hope that nobody follows him back. You better hope that nobody follows him back to the hotel room with you, because they could decide to rob him for being a dummy, and may rob you too. You also might want to not bring no women back to your hotel room. Let me say it again. You also may not want to bring one or more women back to the hotel room with you, because number one, you don't know what type of diseases you might get from the person, just like you may not know what type of disease you might get for somebody over here in the U.S. And you also don't know if they might set you up to get robbed. There's plenty of people that went to other countries and they took a woman back to a hotel room, and while they were in the bathroom, they put something in their drink, and by the time they came back and they took a drink, they blacked out, and when they finally woke up, the woman was gone, took rings, watches, credit cards, took their money, took everything of value that they had. And even though that's the lucky person. And the next video that I'm going to go into, I'm going to talk about certain things that happened to people in other countries that I know of and other people too. So I want you to make sure that you subscribe to this channel, because there's three things that you're going to get out of this channel. Number one of the reasons why you should subscribe is I'm going to teach you and show you how to run your own business, how to start your own business, how to save thousands upon thousands of dollars, how to have successful relationships, and also to save you a whole lot of pain and suffering, which is one of the things I'm showing you today. So you want to please subscribe, please like, please share, leave a comment in the subsection, and I'm going to go into a part 2 because I don't want this video to go too long, but I'm going to go into a part 2 about things that had happened to other people in Passport Bros and other people that have went to other countries, even on cruise ships. So come back for Passport Bros. Be extremely, extremely careful, part 2. All right. My name is Key Air, and peace.